Well, guys, good afternoon. Um, as you see behind me, it's been like that for 2 weeks. Overcast. It drizzled this morning. It drizzled last night. I mean, the plants are happy, but I can't do anything. I don't like to work when it's like that. But I got a few things done. I went and got the brakes done on my Avalanche, and then uh, I took the G to replace the tit window in the rear, which was very old and it was peeling and stuff. The guy did a pretty good job. I was surprised. And today I'm gonna smoke a Bolivar. This is like the longest sitting on the box in my humidor. Double espresso. I went with a neighbor of mine. He's not here anymore, but he says let's go to Dana. There's an auction getting ready to start, a boat auction, and we went to see the boats, and they were sailboats, and that's what he was into. So he was telling me, yeah, I used to be in this marina, and I sold the boat to this lady, and the boat's over there. Let me show it to you. So we went over there, and he showed me his boat that I used to have. It was a sailboat. I don't remember if it was the Catalina or what, but we were looking around and we noticed this debris. The end of the pier got destroyed, right? The end of the slip, not the pier. The end of the slip where you parked your boats. At the end, you got a T, right? And that's where the big boats come in and they bump against that, and they tie down to it because they're too big and they don't fit in any slip. And it got destroyed. So we were looking at the stuff, and pieces of foam, semi-attached, and there were pieces of materials. And I said, "What happened here?" This guy comes along. He goes, you want to know what happened here? I said, yeah, what the hell happened? He goes, the boat that used to park here, he was coming in. It was a 64 or something, a big, big Hatteras or Viking, one of the big, with the high um, fly bridge, and then you got a tower on top of the fly bridge, one of those big boys. Well, apparently he was uh, backing in to kind of clock it in like that, and he got jammed, and the thing kept coming, clunk, 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 and whammo, he hit that pier that that slip. He broke it to pieces, man. And I said, well, how heavy? He goes, no, that boat weighs tons. Heavy boats, you got all that momentum, you know, that inertia doesn't stop on its own. So yeah, that boat did some damage. I imagine the insurance took care of it. So I got another piece of good news. I checked my yesterday. I checked my emails, and Department of Fish and Games sent me a notice notifying me that I got the extant tag, which for me it means the wilderness. So now I have a decision to make. I can either go with the quad and run around the whole valley, which is around 5 miles or so of back and forth. There's a few roads. They're not trails. They're just roads. And see if I can get lucky late in the afternoon or whatever. The other option is to get the backpack ready and head in, like always. I notify a bunch of people. Everybody's going to a different place. Even the rookies. One guy's going to Arizona. One guy's got a tag for D8, and the other guy's never answered. So I don't have nobody to go in with a backpack. Uh, the thing is that the issue mostly is the time. Nobody has 4 days to go in and stay. A lot of people go on a weekend. They go to weekend, and by mid Sunday, they're gone. Um, there's no point on backpacking in on a Friday night and leaving on a Sunday morning. There's no point. Too much sacrifice, too much walking, too much climbing, and too much to carry. I usually go for 4. I've done it for 7 days, uh, a few times. But when you go with yourself, it's boring. It gets to a point that you know. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna get the backpack ready. I'm gonna take just the essentials, no extra nothing. I might even take one knife. I don't know. But um, one thing that I am gonna take, because the plan is that definitely I'm gonna make a go for the deer. I'm not just gonna go and see if I can get one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a deer. 'Cause one of the things that hold me back is the fact that I'm alone. If I kill a deer, I don't want to leave half the deer on the ground because there's bears, there's mountain lions. Uh, I mean, that's what happened to a friend of mine. He left the deer there overnight. When he came back, there was nothing left. I don't want to go through that. So, one extra thing that I'm taking is a um, pulley system. Wherever I get the deer, wherever I kill it, I'm gonna take what I can get, what I can take with me, and the rest I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna make that sacrifice. Once I do get a deer, and I pack it all the way to the truck, I want to stop by my camp and see if I can carry any additional stuff and take that all the way to the truck, which is another 3 miles minimum, and then um, go back to the deer, get the rest of it, including the head, and then go back and pick up the rest of the camp. I will be leaving the rifle uh, at the first trip, so I don't need the rifle anymore. I am going to take my 357 because if a bear decides to, you know, pick me up with the sniff and say, "Hey, I smell meat," and then he sees me and smells me, he's going to go after me. So I need something to defend myself. And by the way, I got to start loading 180 grain bullets. And it's hollow point. That's one thing I don't like. It's hollow point. I think what I'm going to do is I got some old wad cutters. I'm going to see if I can melt them with a torch and kind of pour a few drops into each hollow point, make it solid, kind of push it in, make that solid so it's a better impact, I don't know if that's going to work because the best bullet is the one manufactured as a solid bullet, hard, what do they call it, hard cast, something like that. I'm gonna try something because a hollow point, it's expands like a quarter, and it won't go that deep, and I don't know. That's gonna stop a bear charging. I'm taking a chance. If a bear comes at me carrying a rifle, that's different because the 3-way is gonna do some damage. A couple of shots, that bear's down. But with a handgun, it's different, and then the chances of hitting him as he's running towards you. That's another thing you gotta prepare for that. Gotta practice. But anyways, that's the plan. I'm gonna take this pulley system that I have. I am not taking the hanger. You know that you got a curve and a curve. You hang the legs. That's for the whole deer. I want to take some additional twine, cord, maybe 550 cord, and tie the hind legs or whatever, it is, because I'm planning on taking one hind leg, one front leg, and one uh, back strap, and then maybe get one of the internal loins. Wow, that's a beautiful red-headed hummingbird. It's over there drinking. So while I'm hauling this stuff to the truck with my trekking poles, because I need balance. I'm going to do that. Leave the rifle, leave the deer in the cooler, whatever I can take from the tent. I don't know, maybe leave the binoculars also. Just empty out what I can in the truck. Go back, pick up the rest of the deer, go by the camp, and remove the rest of the camp, including the tent. That's gonna be kind of tricky. Most of these videos you see of the guy packs in all the meat, and then they have room for the camp. You gotta be 25 and a mule, big body, corn-fed boy to do that. I'm neither. I am neither one of those. So I need to do this in 2, maybe even 3 trips. That's what I'm kind of dreading. That's why I need somebody to go with me. The only person that's available is my 85-year-old uncle. Believe it or not, he'd be willing to go, but once he's there, he's gonna give me a rough time. I'm cold. I'm hungry. This floor is, it's gonna be complaints and complaints. He acts sometimes like a baby, and I said, no, I'm not gonna. What is it, boy? Who's there? So, now I'm walking 2 miles with the dog. Go to the park, come back. Wife went with me. We're both in good shape. No huffing, no puffing, especially coming up the hill. No huffing or no puffing. So the next thing I'm going to do, and then at the end of the day, I drank some water and didn't feel any cramps, anything. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start going further up the hill, which is a lot steeper, with my backpack. Maybe I'll take my dog so he can walk with me, because he needs to lose some weight. and go up and down with about 20 pounds of weight on my back to get the legs in better shape. And also, I've been meaning to go to the gym, but it's always one thing or another. I'm working on the truck, I'm working on the car, I'm working on the boat, I'm working on the yard. Who has time for the gym? In hunting, it's only 2-3 months away. So I'm going to do what I can. But I am going to go in backpack. Now, I got a very comfortable backpack that my uncle can wear. And the thing is that he is he is not delicate, he's just whiny. He likes to go home right away. One of those things. And Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Comfortable, it's the same way. That's why I call him Mr. Comfortable, because he doesn't like the hardship. He doesn't like to make an effort. He doesn't like even to sweat. And I'm not even going to tell him, because I've been after him for years. It took me years just to take him dove hunting. He's not a hunter. He's got a bunch of guns, but he doesn't hunt. He's always got an excuse. So it's going to be me by myself again. And I can't think of anybody unless I call one of my cousins, see if he wants to go into it. But they're always, they live far away now, and they're married and they got their jobs. I usually leave on a Thursday and come back on a Monday. I like to go in a day before, 2 days before the opening, and acclimate and see what kind of weather we're having at that altitude, 8,500 feet. And if it's really, really, really cold mornings, I know it's gonna be colder nights, and then I know what to take. If I need to take heavy coat, if I need to take heavy overalls or whatever, which the overalls are going too. So, and then I go in on a Friday, find my spot, camp, and then Saturday go in and hunt. So this time, last time, I went in, I got up at 4, got dressed, had a little bit of breakfast, which means coffee and a bar, granola bar. That's the breakfast. And then started hiking in around 4:30 or so, quarter to 5. When I look back, there was already a guy behind me. So I need to get up earlier and be ahead of everybody because this guy caught a deer right after me talking to him. He went this way and I went that way. And the reason I went this way is because it's easier walking for me. This one was a little steep and I didn't want to stress my legs. And I said to him, okay, let's. He said he saw a buck in front of me and I didn't see it. And I said, well, let's see if we can find him. If I shoot him, I'll give you half, because, like I said, I'm trying to take as much as I can. And I said, if you shoot him, I'll take half, right? Well, we went this way. I walked away maybe 200 yards. I sat under a tree with a nice view, and then I hear boom. One shot. He killed the deer. Never saw the guy. He didn't come out to wave me and say, hey, come over. I got a deer. No, and he took the deer. He had somebody with him. So between the two of them, they hauled out the deer. That is not going to happen again with me. I'm going to be ahead of everybody, and I'm going to catch a deer. Now, the detail is, it cannot be a huge deer. I'm going to have to, get pleased enough or satisfied enough with a medium sized to a small deer so I can handle. Because one time I saw this buck, it looked like a mule, and I said, no, man, I don't want to. It was huge. You can ride that thing. It's a huge deer. Sometimes you see them up there. I saw a doe. It was huge, a huge doe. And I said, I don't want to kill an animal and leave half of them there and that kind of thing. So I got to be prepared. I'm going to start packing for that possibly next week. Next week I'm going to start packing. I'm going to do a video about the packing on the backpacking. What I'm taking the one-man tent, and I'm going to go just enough food and water. The issue is water. Now, the thing with the water is that the stream where I used to go and pump has to have water now because it's been dry for 7 years. So that stream has to have water now. All these rains and snow melting, it has to have water. So now I'm taking a chance. The only thing I could do is call the station there and find out if that stream has water, because they got rangers going in on horses. If it has water, then that's going to be an additional at least 5 pounds less on my back, because I usually take a gallon. That's 8 pounds. So if I can take a canteen in one bottle, that would be enough until I can get to that stream, pump, and take up to the camp. That's another thing I gotta balance, because I have a jug that I can go take it empty and pump in there, just take enough water. 400 yards from my camp, so I have to go down and then go up again. All those details, I have to work them out. If I'm taking 2 people, if I'm taking another person with me, there won't be an issue. We can split the water in 2, and then we can take 3 and 3. That's 6. Whoever takes the 3, it's for them, and just eat a little bit less and drink a little bit less, and just keep the weight down. I'm gonna see if I can bring my pack down to 39 pounds. I think the last time I went, I took it to 45, 46. I'm gonna take my small binoculars. That's gonna reduce some weight there. I'm only gonna take what I can carry on the gun as far as ammo. Well, I always take a couple of extra. You need to take that. And the knives, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I want to take my nice big blackjack 125. So I'm gonna have to go in and start weighing everything again and see which one I'm taking, because I got very light and very heavy knives. I need to take two. One is specifically for skinning. That thing opens up a deer like it's a zipper, just bzzz, you know. And the other one is to cut the quarters and cut, you know. So I need that. As far as socks, I'm taking one pair. Underwear, maybe I take another one. I'm going to light, because the first time I started doing this, it was 70 pounds. That's a lot of weight to carry, man. And I did it, but I was also, 10 or 15 years younger. Hello, I was in my 50s, 52, 51, and so I'll be learning as I go. It's a nice experience. I love doing it. I wish I could have started doing this in my 20s. Uh, but it is what it is. Life gives you curves, and you gotta work with them. Um, so now I'm gonna prepare for that, and I'm really gonna lighten up the load on that backpack. Really gonna light. I'm gonna make room for the deer meat, because my bag is the Selway 60 by Masonry Ranch, and it detaches from the frame. You get about that much gap, and then you get your bag out here. So in that area, which is I think it's 6 inches or maybe a little bit more, you can slip in quarter, front, shoulder, etc. I got plastic bags that I can put the back straps and the loins in there, tighten it, put it inside the bag, cinch it down. If you do that really close to the body, it's manageable. It's manageable. Don't overdo it on the food. Don't overdo it on the water, and don't bring any dessert, or I used to bring flan and fruit cocktails and all kinds of stuff. I'm carrying the 357. That's a little additional weight. 357 weighs 3-4 pounds with the holster. I gotta start weighing and checking everything and deciding if I'm taking it or not. So that's what's going on. All right, guys. Enough blabbing for now. With this boulevard getting really smooth now. Smooth. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.